Okay, so first of all, let's just start with a quick introduction to yourself.
Yeah, my name is Michael Alexander Freund and I'm the CEO of Blabber. It's a decentralized, democratized, and location-based social network.
So tell us a bit more about that kind of overlap between social and blockchain.
So we came up with the idea developing a social network based on the blockchain technology, as we are from the web development section, we were always interested in connecting people through social media and in producing content. But however, current social networks don't provide any possibilities or capabilities of letting people being rewarded for their contributions, or letting people monetize their personal data. So, and we came up with the idea of using blockchain technology for a secure and transparent way to let people being able to reward their contributions for, let's say, useful or high quality content, and also be able to monetize their personal data.
So is this kind of aimed at the consumer that's maybe a bit done with Facebook and things like that now? Is it open for the everyday consumer, or is it a specific type?
It's for the everyday consumer, like people on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. The main difference between the social networks I mentioned now and Blabber is that we have a different context. So those networks work on a context based on existing connections of friends and followers, let's say it like that. And Blabber uses a different context based on the location, the current time, and the present needs. So users are able to connect with content and meet like-minded people based on their current location. So they are not in need of having existing connections like I need to follow somebody on Twitter, I need to have friends on Facebook or Instagram to fill up my feed. Blabber also uses a unique approach of a map view where people can discover any place on Earth in real time.
What's the consumer data used?
The consumer data. So users are able to monetize their personal data. You have to imagine current social networks use personal data to ultimately monetize it for the benefit of the industry, to sell their profiles to the highest paying advertisers. And in return, people do not get anything back from those networks. So they provide their content, they provide their personal data, and at the end they have nothing. So, and Blabber wants to change that to enable users to monetize first their content and second their personal data. What means within Blabber, people have the possibility to select which data they want to expose for advertisers. So they can say, I don't want to expose any data, so but they're not able to be rewarded for not exposing their data. And on the other hand, people can select which data they want to expose for the public. So maybe I want to show the advertisers which posts I have viewed in the last few days, but I don't want them to see who I follow or who I'm connected with on Blabber. And in that way, advertisers can target a specific audience. They will have the data and the metrics. And if they make an advertisement, the amount of BLA token, so this is the only token in our ecosystem, they use the BLA token to boost content, to increase the reach and relevance of that advertisement, and people affected in that range the amount of BLA used will be distributed 100% to that people. So this is how the monetization of the data, the personal data, works within Blabber.
So what kind of stage of development are you at now? Is it out in the open? Is it?
Yeah, so we currently have an MVP version. It's available from today via the Apple Test Drive locally. So people can get a feeling of how Blabber will work in the future and how Blabber feels. And we are looking for the feedback for the UI, for the app, how things work. And we are currently in the pre-ICO stage. So we have three stages: private sale, pre, and the public sale. The private sale starts in a couple of weeks. And now we're in the stage of making the marketing, getting people know Blabber, being interested, connecting with us, finding partners to team up with.
And so for the rest of the year or the next 6 months or so, what are your kind of goals in terms of user base?
Yeah. So we will complete the ICO, then accelerate the development process and roll out one milestone after the next. And we're looking forward to, as I mentioned, so for middle and end of August to start with the private sale, and then start after that, after the sale phases, with the development phase of the entire Blabber platform.
Great. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Okay.